Okie doke, as so heavily requested, full day of plant-based eating to lose weight. This is precisely what I would eat if I was starting from scratch with weight loss, with plant-based nutrition, and I wanted to lose 20, 30, 40 or more pounds eating simple, still balanced, but relatively simple plant-based meals that didn't conform to too many restrictive diet rules, cutting the carbs out, trying to cut the fat out, white-knuckling loads of hunger, to still relatively well anyway enjoy my diet during this process of losing weight. And maybe in slightly predictable, very predictable cliche fashion, breakfast is the old oatmeal bowl today. Starting out, of course, with a cup of rolled oats. Rolled and steel cut oats are my preference for this versus those finer, quick oats, which are much faster digesting, and these little details do matter. I find when you're trying to be in that intentional calorie deficit every day, I don't know if you'll make all of this out, but a bunch of fruit here to bring up the volume without adding loads of calories. Fresh fruit is incredible for this. Today we're doing the nectarines, which are in season and so cheap here right now while delicious. I've got a whole chopped pink lady apple, the superior, the pink lady, undeniably, I won't have any question of this, the superior apple species, that's for sure. Not nutritionally, in fairness, that's just a taste preference thing. And 10 grams of hemp seeds for the healthy fats, and we still want the healthy fats in here. This wonderful source of the omega-3s especially, but we only use 10 grams or so to just get what we need without stacking the calories because fat is so calorific. This is how I do it. I get that balance. And of course, 350 milliliters of unsweetened soy milk. Now, of course, from a weight loss perspective, we might be thinking, well, almond milk actually, Ryan, is lower than soy milk in caloric density. Isn't that a better fit for this meal? Yeah, from a calorie perspective, but where the soy milk is fantastic in an otherwise lower protein breakfast for me is that it just adds that 10, 11, 12, well, it's about 12 grams of protein for 350 mil. So for me, just a little protein boost there. Not that I need to be too paranoid about it with breakfast because plenty of protein coming later in the day. And this is it for me. So we're coming out 650, what are the numbers if you happen to care? 650 calories here, over 100 grams or 100 grams rather, bang on, of carbohydrate here. So we're not scared of the carbs. The keto guys are having a frenzy. We know that weight loss is about the calories, not about the carbs, but plenty of carbs here to feel well fueled and energized. 28 grams of protein, which is quite amazing without a quote unquote overt, very heavy protein source, let's say. 17 grams of fat, and really importantly for staying full until lunchtime, 17 to 18 grams of fiber in this lovely little hearty breakfast oatmeal here. And of course, I've got my ginger tea, which I often like to start the day with. So bon appetit. I'll see you in a couple of hours for lunch. Oh, I forgot as well, flavor-wise, because people, they make these delicious oatmeals and then they lather them in maple syrup and they add loads of nuts and seeds and nut butters, and suddenly they've taken a 500 calorie oatmeal, it's 850 calories quite innocently. It's really easy to get carried away with your oatmeal toppings, but we do the calorie controlled stuff when we use the fats. As I say, it's in a small amount, so there's no maple syrup here. Instead, I use a little bit of stevia, a little bit of ground cinnamon, and that's it. So it's pretty bare bones, but this is how we get big volume for 650 calories, slow digesting, lots of different nutrients here. Love it. Great way to start the day. All right, lunch is served. We're doing Big Shock, Slim and Sustain Big Bowl today. And we've got a newcomer though. We've got a newcomer on the channel today because I don't think I've shown this in a video. We've got seitan as the plant protein source today. So I'm just using about 2/3 a pack of this seitan, which is about 120 grams, which is like 38, 39 grams of protein. Seitan, incredible calorie to protein ratio, really stands out in the protein source category if you're trying to max out the amount of protein per calorie. This is amazing. It's quite expensive though, here anyway, versus my other plant protein sources. I'll have this maybe once or twice a week, but nice to show it and how I'll use it like I do anything else in a bowl like this. My carbohydrate base today, this time, you'll predict this one though, we've got 90 grams, that's dry weight of bulgur wheat. Bulgur wheat, my favorite whole grain taste-wise at the moment. I've got what should be about 8 to 10 cherry tomatoes. I've already munched a few while prepping. I've got, you may not make out because of the lack of contrast here, a bit of sauerkraut. I like to get some fermented veggies. I've got about a quarter large cucumber here, half a red bell pepper. I've got my seitan, and it's a little dry, isn't it? So what I've got here, just a little basic dressing. We'll have a little drizzle. Drizzle. This is soy yogurt, garlic powder, salt, black pepper, and a pinch of mustard. No, I didn't do mustard this time. And then water, thinned out with a little water because I don't have any lemons in. And so yeah, really, really simple dressing indeed. And again, with the dressings, I keep the calories low. You'll notice I don't do that many tahini or cashew-based dressings these days because I want to keep those calories relatively well anyway in check. So that wasn't the most nicely done, but dumped on there. I've got our dressing now, and this is it. This is like, what is this? I've crunched the numbers. This is only 570 calories, which is a really actually quite light lunch for me. The weather is amazing here, and whenever it's hot, in the middle of the day, I don't know about you, I never have that big an appetite. So I may as well kind of backload the calories, save the calories. I naturally get really hungry later in the day. So unlike usual, I'm kind of had a big breakfast and a moderate-sized lunch. I don't usually do it that way round, but hey-ho, this is today's big bowl. Yeah, 570 calories, 53 grams of protein, can you believe, 72 grams of carbohydrate, only 4 grams of fat, so it's a very low-fat meal, but I think I'm probably going to have some avocado later, so that's totally fine. I forget to mention, rather foolishly, how do I actually cook my seitan? I just water saute it, so I save the calories from the oil. I don't use oils at home, and a little bit of nutritional yeast on there, a little bit of smoked paprika, tiny bit of salt. That's literally it. And it's good to go. It's good to go. All right, back at base between things this afternoon for a little pit stop. We have got snack number one. That's right, on my weight loss day of eatings, I'm still eating snacks. What I've actually found is, I know some people are like, oh, I've got to stop that snacking thing. It's kind of common sense, right? Oh, I've got to stop grazing if I want to lose weight. Well, it's contextual, isn't it? It's relative to your particular calorie intake, what you're actually snacking on, what the rest of your diet looks like. But what I've personally always found is building into my diet 1 to 2 sensible snacks per day actually makes staying satisfied throughout the day, preventing those hunger weak points. It makes dealing with this whole kind of quote-unquote dieting process and a lot of the hunger we can experience when we're in that intentional calorie deficit makes it a whole bunch easier when I actually make room for a couple of really healthy snacks of approximately 100 to 150 calories. So on that note, what are we working with here? I've got 5, nothing special, but this is, to be honest, my favorite snack at the moment. 5 salted corn cakes in here. Lo and behold, we've got some of the old soy yogurt again with a little bit of mustard, a little bit again of garlic powder. Love garlic powder, probably my favorite seasoning at the mo. A little bit of salt and oregano, dried oregano. And all I do, let's show you, we'll do the taste test. We just break into the old corn cake. We do the little dippy dip. Get some of the soy yogurt. I don't know if you can even make that out, but some of the soy yogurt on there. It's awesome. It's surprisingly good. It's a really, pretty low-key, savory snack, I admit. It's not like chips, is it? It's not too exciting, but for me, just building this stuff into my diet, little savory hit. All right, I'm running a bit late today, so we're looking at dinner, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. This will just hold me steady nicely. 7 p.m. then, and we have liftoff. It's another big bowl for dinner. Yeah, maybe a little predictable. This one looks considerably greener than the last, doesn't it? But today we're doing potatoes. We're doing potatoes. We did the whole grain earlier with the bulgur wheat. Then I like to do potatoes in the evening because they're even more filling per calorie than the bulgur wheat, than the whole grain. So I just love this combination of a grain with lunch, potatoes with dinner as the carbohydrate base. I just find this such a great way to stay satisfied in the calorie deficit. So I've got 400 grams dry weight white potatoes, absolutely showered in black pepper. It's gonna make me sneeze my brains out, but showered in the black pepper. We've got some rocket arugula for my friends across the pond here. A bunch of salsa, a couple of tablespoons worth of salsa. I don't make my own salsa. You're very easy to do, but I'm lazy, store-bought, really clean ingredients regardless. 150 grams here of extra firm tofu for the plant protein source. I've got in the middle here, will you even see this thing? This is half a medium avocado for those healthy fats because we're quite low, as I was saying earlier, on the fats today. And then I've got about half of a medium-sized zucchini here to finish. So a big old bowl. Look at this thing, size of my head. This is how I do it. This is how I make weight loss so easy on this incredible lifestyle. That combination of balanced macronutrients with the fat, the carbs, the protein source, which keeps me really satisfied, the nutritional diversity there, not to mention micronutrients importantly too. Bunch of fiber content in all of this, but very importantly as well, the volume. Again, look, I don't know if you can get size, get context for this thing, but this is such a huge volume. This idea of like, eat less to lose weight. Well, not really. You just need to know how to manipulate the calories in your meals, and then you can eat really generous portions and still get that scale dropping. So the good news as well is, would you believe, with all of this food today, I've still got a little bit of wiggle room later this evening. So I'm going to show you the evening snack that I've been finishing the day with in the summer months. And we are finishing the day with what else in this impeccable weather than a little bit of fruit, bit of fruity to finish the day. One pink lady apple here, and a whole nectarine chopped up, which you'll recall is exactly the same as on my oatmeal for breakfast. And yeah, no prizes then for creativity or variety, but this is how I make plant-based eating really simple. I use lots of overlapping ingredients, and that way when I go to the grocery store, I don't need like endless ingredients. Final calories for the day then, 2,210 calories, which for me, it was a non-workout day, but the steps were still just shy of 10,000, decent amount. That is a very reasonable fat loss deficit for me today. Over 300 grams, 310 grams in fact, of carbohydrates, so still a high carb diet, we're not fearful of the carbs. Over 100 grams of protein, 110 grams of protein, showing that it's really not impossible with this lifestyle. No excuses with the protein, so easy. Fat, a nice steady 53 grams. I usually like 55 to 60 grams of fat per day, so that's decent. And fiber, of course, one of the key components to making the calorie deficit so sustainable. 54 grams of fiber today. And that's exactly how I do things. If you share my passion for plant-based, but you struggle to stay consistent long enough to get that scale moving, rather to keep it moving, or actually you feel like you are consistent, you feel on some level you're kind of doing everything right, everything you've heard that you should be doing, but the scale for some reason still isn't moving, I'd love to help you out and fix what's stopping your progress. This is exactly what I do for my clients so they can lose 20, 30, 40 or more pounds eating really simple but really satisfying, still very balanced, plant-based meals without constant fear, because this is important too. It's one thing losing weight, as we all know, but without the constant fear of the rebound, actually doing it with the sustainable approach this time. As I say, this is what I do for my clients on Slim and Sustain. If you're interested in learning more, I'll put the link to my coaching program so you can go and check out more details, fill out an application there down below.